All right, welcome to the Right Now Project. The Right Now Project is a podcast about finding and owning who we are. It's about learning to trust ourselves, finally. It's about learning to trust our guts. It's about uncovering our authenticity and allowing who we are to soar. My name is Guy McPherson. I'm the founder here, and this is my journey too. If you're looking for something easy, this is not it. However, if you're ready to step up, ready to explore who you are, the ups and downs, the scars and scrapes, and realize the incredible value in that, this is your place. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Right Now Project. Thank you so much for listening, for being here. If this is your first time, you are right in the midst of a series I'm doing on my divorce. I am going through a divorce as we speak. As I record this, I am in it, right in it. My soon-to-be ex-wife, I will refer to her as L. Her first name begins with L. She is moving out in 1 week, one freaking week. Okay, so I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel scared. And I'm both. I mean, there, I said it. In my experience with my limited experience going through divorce here, it's been in phases, and I don't know, maybe when we're going through something, a trauma like this, we experience things in phases. Maybe some of us do, I don't know, but I certainly am. When this first happened, I was in the what the fuck stage that lasted for a good 2 weeks. I just, shock. And yet I got up. I had to move. I got up, started getting up, started waking up super early for me, 5:30, and getting up and going to the gym, working out. I just did not, I would not just sit down and allow this to impact me negatively. And of course it is, but oh man. And I was moving, and I'm still doing that, and I'm thankful for that. And at the same time, sadness would come, fear would come. And about 2 weeks ago, maybe now, we had to tell the kids. We have a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old, and leading up to that, I didn't want to think about that. That to me was the crazy part. The sad part, really sad, and I avoided it. I avoided thinking about it, and so much so that when we had to do it, like the next day, I spent so much time rehearsing what I would say. And I feel really, in order to help me avoid feeling sadness, I didn't want to be sad, for fear that I would look weak or feel weak. I certainly didn't want to be super sad or cry in front of my son. And, I wanted him to know that things were going to be okay. But what happens, well, let me just say this, that I've tried to avoid feeling sad throughout this whole thing. And am I sad? Yes, I'm fucking sad. It's fucking crazy. And I've also tried to avoid feeling fear. Am I fearful? Yes, I am. How the fuck am I going to move forward? What am I going to do? How, it's like, I've got to create a life. And maybe some of you are thinking out there, well, God, this is a great opportunity. Yes, it is, but I'm in it right now. I'm not there yet. I'm like, scared of those nights when my kids aren't here, when everyone's out of the house, when my kids are not here and they're over spending time at her house, right? And suddenly I'm alone. That to me freaks me out a bit, I gotta say. And then I find myself, okay, what am I going to do? Maybe I'm going to take this class or that class. And then I feel like I'm trying to run away from fear. And why am I doing that? That's the question I don't have the answer for. And all you therapists out there might be having a field day with this, but what I am realizing is that you can't, right? I can't move. How long am I going to run away from feeling sad? I mean, what the fuck? Come on. How long am I going to run away from being afraid of feeling fearful? I'm realizing that, avoiding these emotions, it's like I'm in it. I can feel it. I'm doing it. I'm avoiding these emotions. You do things to cover them up, right? You create scenarios or situations. And in my sense, I created like a to-do list to help me avoid feeling sad, that I had to practice this speech I was going to give to my son to avoid feeling sad. And that doesn't work, right? We all know that. And yet, here I am, doing it and realizing that I've got to face it and work with it. And what is it about sadness that is scaring me? What is it about fear that is freaking me out? And I'm just realizing that, excuse me, we can't run from these emotions, right? And, it's funny because immediately I think back to myself, okay, when I was younger, I had certain experiences that made me feel sad and it's kind of weird. It's like the sadness and the fear together form this concoction to really do a number on my self-esteem. And I have a lot of issues about self-esteem and self-worth, I think. I know. Cross out, I think. I know. But I'm really realizing that I've got to work with these, allow these feelings and emotions to come, and not sit there and wallow in them, but not put up this fight, right? It's part of being human. We've got to go through it. I believe it. I believe that we've got to go through it in our own time. And I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me and saying it's going to be okay. You're going to work through this, blah, 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 blah. Supportive and well-meaning. I know that and I appreciate that. But for me, I'm in the moment. I'm here. I'm not there yet. And, am I going to get through this? What does that mean? Am I going to live? Yes, I'm going to live. But for me, I don't want to diminish this moment. And then I think to myself, well, okay, what does that mean? Should I not be looking towards it? I can't think about, well, when I first started this, I think I said in a previous episode, I had worked with a divorce coach. Yes, there are coaches out there who help you work through divorce. I had never heard of it, but this woman was awesome. And, when we had the first meeting, I was like, what do you do? How are you? She's like, we're going to work through the process, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to help you move through this post-divorce. And I couldn't even think about post-divorce. What do you mean post-divorce? I'm in it now, right? And I'm just now beginning to think about my quote unquote new life moving forward. And it's the scary part for me is I don't have a fucking plan. I mean, yes, things have been coming to me in terms of getting more back into my art, maybe doing some traveling, but it's this feeling like constructing a person, revisioning who I am, recreating an identity. And at my age, at my age. Does it even matter to say that? I mean, yeah, I guess it does. It's scary. Fuck. Jesus. Yes. But at the same time, it's like, got to do this. I got to move forward. I cannot sit down and wait for stuff. I just feel like I've got to be proactive and move and create the life I want. I have to. And I'm learning to be more allowing within the last couple of days. I'm learning to be more allowing of all these emotions that are coming over me. Am I scared that I'm going to look weak in front of people by being sad? Yeah, I am. Am I fearful that people are going to think I'm not strong? Yes, I am fearful of that. But at the same time, I'm just realizing that we have these emotions. We have to work with them. We have to allow them to come, not to take over, but to come, to be present. It reminds me of that book by John Kabat-Zinn, Wherever You Go, There You Are. In some of his meditations, it's a great book, by the way. Some of his audio meditations, he's like, just allow whatever's coming to come, to sit at your front door. Don't push them away, just to be present with them and notice what comes up. And that part, the notice what comes up, is freaky, is scary, and you don't know what's going to happen sometimes. You're like, holy shit, I got to deal with this. Well, you don't have to, but, right, we have a choice. But how do I deal with this? What does this mean? How is this impacting me? Am I going to let this stop me? Am I going to let this completely derail me? No. And this is where the work comes in. This is where the attention comes in and the intention comes in. And it's fucking hard. For me, it's hard. Might not be for you. Okay, there's some people out there, I guess, for whom this is a cakewalk. But for me, it's not. And it's interesting because realizing, as I'm doing this podcast, it's a very interesting process because it's giving me the opportunity to watch how I'm dealing with these emotions in the moment. What am I saying to you? What things do I not want to say here on this podcast? I'm watching that, and it's challenging me. I don't have, so this process of admitting to myself that I don't want to be sad is a hard one. How can I not be sad? Of course I'm going to be sad, but I don't want to wallow in it. I don't want it to get me down. I don't want it to define this moment. And I don't want to allow fear to define this moment. Well, my response to that is movement, is proaction, taking healthy actions, working out, talking to people who can be supportive, doing new things, finding new opportunities. I have to do that. And yes, I have to look at this as a new opportunity, as a opportunity to create a new life. That's what it is. Whether I want to look at it that way or not, a chapter of my life has been shut, has been closed by my soon-to-be ex-wife. She shut it. I did not shut this, right? And as a result, I have to move forward. And I'm choosing to do that. I'm trying to do that with positivity, as much positivity as I can muster, with as much healthiness as I can muster, with as much inspiration and invigoration and grace in how I interact with her, how we interact around the kids. And it's fucking hard. It's hard, right? Are there moments when I want to get angry? Yes. Or feel angry? Yes. And want to say something, a snide? Yes, there are. And I'm not perfect, but I'm moving with this and I'm trying. I don't want to look back and say, look at how I acted and reacted with disdain or disgust. I want to move through this with, it's like everything I've learned and cultivated over these years. And it's hard, man. It's really hard. And I hope, I don't know, by listening, you're getting something out of it, but it's the moment to moment, being attentive, right? It's just like a meditation for me. It's a moment to moment, inhale, exhale, and being attentive to what's happening and to not run away from that, but to notice what is happening. To notice what is happening. Thank you for being here. Have an awesome day.